So here we are in what is still a seller's market. So if you are wanting to buy a home, it's a challenge. I'm going to go over the steps involved in buying a home and some things you can do to up your odds of securing a contract on a home. I'm Jana Classy. This is my husband Paul, and we are realtors here in the Eastern Panhandle with Snyder Bailey and Associates. So the first step is to evaluate your financial situation. Your credit score really will affect the interest you pay on a mortgage loan. So the higher, the better. You need at least 640 or above for a conventional loan. And a lender will also look at your debt to income ratio, and it's best if debt is no more than 36% of your income. And you'll need a plan on having enough money for closing costs, which is about 3% of the sales price, usually $7,000 to $9,000 for a $300,000 house if you are getting a loan. If you're paying cash, it's just a couple $1,000s. And also, you'll need money for a down payment depending on the type of loan you get. Then, after evaluating your financial situation, it's time to talk to a lender and get pre-approved for a mortgage loan. If your lender can put the pre-approved loan amount through the underwriting process so that you are actually approved, that is going to benefit you if you are competing with other buyers for a loan. Step 2. After you figure out how much you can spend on a home, you'll start home shopping. In this market, it's a good idea to shop for homes slightly under your maximum price because chances are the listing price is going to get bid up, especially on desirable homes that are priced well. So doing this will give you the ability to bid up if it's a house you really want. Here's another home shopping tip. Expand your search and distinguish between things that you can change and things that can't be changed. You can't add a basement, but you can add a fence. So when you set up the criteria in your home search, specify the must-haves that can't be added later or would be too expensive for you to add. Something like a garage or a full bathroom. Step 3. You find a home you want to put an offer on. And very often in this market, the goal is to make your offer more attractive than competing offers without busting your budget. Have your agent find out if there's something important to the seller that you could accommodate. Could be a quick settlement date or something like what our clients did. The seller was building a house, so the buyer was able to offer them the flexibility to rent the house back for a couple of weeks if their new build wasn't ready by settlement date. Here's some other sweeteners that are typical in this market. Although it is not a good idea to forego an inspection, you can make the inspection an as-is inspection, meaning it will be done to determine if you want to continue with the purchase. And if you do, you accept the house in as-is condition. No repairs to be done by the seller. Plus, you could offer to pay for the termite inspection or the well and septic inspection. Those things were typically a seller expense in the good old days. Another thing we're seeing is buyers offering to cover up to a certain point the appraisal gap if it comes in under the contract price, which is pretty typical now. When you consider these various sweeteners to win the house, you just want to be sure that what you offer is within your ability to pay. So be sure to make those calculations as you put together the offer with your realtor. So, in a nutshell, buying a home involves the following steps. First, evaluate your financial situation, get pre-approved, shop for a home, craft an offer with some sweeteners for the seller that you can afford. And then once the contingencies in the contract have been satisfied and the lender has the loan ready to go, we're ready for settlement. You'll need to bring certified funds to settlement for any out-of-pocket fees, closing costs, down payment, for example. So, is all this worth it? I think so. It's not easy these days, but it's way better to pay a mortgage payment that won't go up as opposed to a rent payment that tends to go up every year. Okay, thanks for tuning in. If you need help buying a home in this area, we are here. We'd love to help. My direct line is 304-264-2828. Thanks. I'll see you next week.